Alright, so we're here messing around with this old Ford. I'm about to get rained on here. Uh, this is the key actuator. This connects to the actuator rod that starts the vehicle. You start the vehicle with this and turn it off. But anyway, this is what the new one looks like. Now I've already started messing with it a little bit, grinding on it, trying to get it in there. I just wanted to get everybody an idea about how things go. Now see, you can see that it won't come out without breaking this end off, okay? And what I did on the original one, the original one had failed, and the way that the original one failed was that this pin right here was all wallowed out, and the pin fell out, and it didn't break off like it does on most trucks, okay? So what I did was I grabbed it, this part of this assembly with the vice grips, and I pulled it and bent it back and pulled it out and got it at an angle, okay, because it won't come out far, and bent it back and forth until it just broke off. This is the piece that broke off, okay. One of the things that people don't know while they're working on this is that the key needs to be all apart, the whole steering column needs to be apart, and it needs to be in park, okay. When the vehicle's in park, this little guy here is clear. There's a mechanism inside that prevents the key from being turned off while it's driving down the road, a safety feature, okay? That's what this is here on the end. So you have to put it into park for this to come out any at all. It will stop quite a ways in there. And if you look at the side of the steering column from here, I think there's a way you could look in here through the crack when that thing is going back and forth, and you can see it. But what I'm going to try to do here is show that I'm going to put this thing in from this angle here, like this, and I'm going to grind on it. There's the starting point. I'm going to grind on a little here, and I'm going to grind on some right here, and then of course that little piece, I'm going to grind on it a little bit. So just a little bit from all three spots, and we'll be able to get it in. Alright, so it's getting farther in there. You can see here that we've messed with it a little bit. And I've grinded on the end there. And I've given it a little clearancing here in this area and this area there. So we're just kind of trying to move it along very, very slowly to get the minimum amount of cutting on multiple areas, just to get that little guy in there. Alright, so this is where we're at now, and I've got it so that it'll go in quite a ways, but that roll pin, I put that roll pin in here, and it's preventing it from going further. So I'm going to press this roll pin in a little farther. Now, to get the rod back in there, I'll have to move that roll pin out. But I started the roll pin before installing this because it's difficult to get it in there. And maybe I should have put it on this side, I don't know. But you don't want to install this roll pin without there being something inside. Okay, so what I did is I just got an Allen drive, just a metric one. I don't even know what size it is. I went through them all till I found one that fit. This one is a VH4. I don't even know what size that is. Some cheapo socket. Anyway, CRVH4, I don't know. Maybe it says it on there. But anyway, just find something to go in there. 7mm. I think that's a 7. No, it's a 4. There we go. 4mm. All right. So I just stuck a 4mm Allen in there to reinforce it a little bit so that I can push that pin in there. You try to do that with this pot metal garbage, and it'll just collapse this thing. And when you move it back, it's going to crack and break. But I've got things looking pretty good. I've grinded a little here. I've given lots of time on this end. And what I've tried to do is I tried to take the least amount of material off. Let me find something to point with. Least amount of material off in this section here, because you want the height to be right here across this area here. You want the height to be standard height, because then that will hold it in that cavity. Okay, so you want to give it about a 1/4 inch past this line here on the top. You wanted to give it a little shoulder space up there so that it will set in the hole properly. And then don't take anything off of the bottom of this, because when it locks in right here. Okay, it doesn't require much strength, but you don't want to take away its ability to fit in the hole properly. So it's going in the hole from the right, okay, like this, and cycling in. So I'll show that in just a moment once I get that roll pin out of the way. Alright, so I got it to fit in there, and this is what I had to add some grinding back here, okay, and then I ground a little bit on the top there. I don't think I did much there, just a little bit on that corner. But as things progressed, you know, it kind of went in a little different than I thought, okay, because I thought I was going to need space here, but I really didn't need that. Okay, the most advantage I got was from going right here at the top. You can see that I've grinded just a little bit on the top there, okay, and I'll show this going in. But for those of you freaking out, I'm going to clean this all up. I'm going to get some alcohol and some paint brushes and brush this thing out real nice before I put it together. But I originally thought I was going to go in like this, but as things progressed, it kind of went like that. So see how it just passes through right there. Passes through, and then you have to cycle it, turn it clockwise a little bit to line up that slot.
Be right back.
There we go. You want to see it, man?
Huh?
You want to see a video for you, Ray?
Okay.
This is how it goes in, just like so, just like that. It comes out, uh-oh, went a little far in there. Comes out like this. Come out of there, you little rascal. Anyway, one-handed. There we go. Get that thing to come out one hand. It's a tricky job. There we go. There we go. Alright, so this is the extent of what I'm going to video here. I just wanted to get a good look. I've cleaned up things a little bit. I just wanted to show what I ground on here and get a last look at this piece. Turn the light on. Got a nice light there. Just wanted to show this piece going in, because somebody may not believe that it works, but there it is. That little guy switch hands. See, line up in that slot there. That's it. I'm not going to show anything else. You can take this thing apart, put it back together. There's plenty of videos out there on that. I'm not trying to show that, so I'm just showing how I did it. Maybe a little different than other folks, but that's it. I sure hope this helps someone. Y'all have a good day. Be blessed.